Paul Russo says his favorite Halloween costume of all time was a walking, talking dishwasher in a box. But if given the chance now, he would not go trick-or-treating because, quote, kids can be so cruel when they think adults are taking their candy. His performance tonight is dedicated to his wife of 28 years, Evelyn. Please welcome to the porch, Paul Russo.
Thank you. The pieces of my life fell into place in 1776. The show, not the year. The year was 1989, and like so many stories like this, my life was changed by a casual conversation I had with someone I barely knew. I was working in the city and had a job that was not working for me, and when the axe had fallen, I was riding the bus home. Now, if any of you have ever commuted, you know that you see a lot of the same people all the time. You're going in, you're going out, you all live in the same area. And I sat next to someone whom I had spoken with maybe once or twice over the course of a year or two, but we were not friends. I told him that I would not be commuting anymore, and that maybe it was time to start my life in the theater as an actor. And he said, "You should go to that theater in Nyack. What's it called? Driftwood, Wormwood." But it was great. I just saw A Christmas Carol there. It was fantastic. I went, "Driftwood Theater, okay, I'll give that a call." But I had a few things I had to straighten out first, like I had to get another job, and I had to move out of my parents' house because the idea of their unemployed adult son asking what was for dinner didn't appeal to them. So I got my affairs in order, and I called Elmwood Playhouse. The person who answered the phone would eventually become my wife, only I didn't know that, and of course I didn't fall in love with her over the phone. But she was very helpful, very pleasant, and she told me to buy a ticket and come see 1776, which I did. Now, the crew of that show was dressed in period costumes. So when I first laid eyes on Evelyn, she was wearing a vest, button-down vest with a puffy shirt, knickers, leggings, and shoes with fake buckles on them. It was adorable. But I still didn't fall in love with her, not yet. A couple of days later, I went to my first membership meeting, where I was cast on site in the next production. Witness for the prosecution. It seems they needed a guy to play the cop who would be calling in all of the witnesses and would deliver the soul-stirring line at the end of the show, "Better wait here, Mum. The crowd's in a nasty mood." Thank you. I was that guy. Now, witness for the prosecution, the cast and crew were so much fun. We started going out and drinking during rehearsals. We had so much fun. We were going out after every show. And after the show ended, for months, we continued to meet and drink and laugh and talk. And it was during that time that I became very good friends with my wife. But we still hadn't fallen in love. Our first date was in July of '89. The show that was playing here, Musical Comedy Murders of 1940. Closer Than Ever was playing in October 1992. Oh, excuse me, I've jumped. I moved into where our first date was in July. I moved into her apartment in October when The Foreigner was playing here for the first time. And I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I said, "She makes me laugh out loud, big belly laughs." And that's when I realized I had fallen in love with her. And it was so easy, and it was so comfortable, it felt as if I had always been in love with her. Now, Closer Than Ever, as I said, was playing here in October of 1992. Between Witness for the Prosecution and Closer Than Ever, Evelyn and I did 12 main stage productions in those 3 years, countless workshops and more. We were married on October 11th, 1992, the day after closer than ever closed, so that the people who were working in that show could be in our wedding party. That's also about the time I realized that we were measuring time by the shows here. Which means Rachel was conceived somewhere during Wait Until Dark. Which made perfect sense because neither Evelyn nor I were working on that show. We had our nights free. Rachel was born between a delicate balance and laughter on the 23rd floor. Rachel's father died just during, Evelyn's father died, excuse me. No, Rachel's father's still here. Evelyn's father died somewhere around the Fantastics. My father died just before Little Night Music opened. And her mother died somewhere during Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Rachel made her debut here in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. She was in a Bjorn slung over Evelyn's shoulders. She also came to see all the shows that were appropriate for her, and one show in particular, Little Me, she saw 7 times. The director's right here. That little girl now is working on her 2nd degree at Binghamton University right now. Her 1st degree was in industrial engineering. Her 2nd, theater. She wants to be a designer, which is great because she'll work. Fall in, fall out, fall over. I fell into a life here. I fell into a life partnership. I fell into a wonderful life. A wonderful life. I fell over many times, figuratively and literally. And I fell out. I fell out of favor. I fell out of demand. But the pieces of my life here are precious to me, and I am grateful every day for my life with Evelyn, my life with my daughter, and for the theater that has been the backdrop of my life. And by the way, Evelyn still makes me laugh, big belly laughs, after 31 years. I fell in, fell out, and fell over, all because of a conversation that I had with someone I never saw again.